Hello, my name's Dr.NIcholas Sutton. I'm the Head of Education for Go-Dharmic, and I'm the Director of Continuing Education for the Oxford Centre for Hindu Studies. In this series of short talks, I'm looking at the selections we've made for the Eternal Path, a publication that we've put out from Go-Dharmic, and considering the meaning of some of these selections. So in the first 2 or 3 talks, we were looking at the concept of Sanatana Dharma and how it can be defined, what it actually means. And we saw there that it was very much focused, these verses from the Mahabharata that we looked at, which define essentially what Sanatana Dharma is, very much focused on the way we interact with the world, showing kindness, compassion, charity, goodwill to all, ahimsa, never harming any other living being. So it's very much about the way we live and the way we conduct ourselves. Now today, I'm looking at a short passage from the Bhagavad Gita, the opening verses of chapter 16 of the Gita. The 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is all about the disposition of the godly and the disposition of the asura, the evil antitheses of the gods. So it's about good and it's about bad, and it's a discourse on righteousness and on iniquity. And Krishna starts out, fittingly, by giving the qualities of those who possess the godly disposition. And again, it's a listing, but it's much broader than those we looked at previously, in considering the definitions of Sanatana Dharma found in the Mahabharata. This isn't specifically about Sanatana Dharma, although there's clearly a substantial area of congruence between them. But Krishna doesn't define what he's saying here as Sanatana Dharma. He defines it as the Daivi Sampad, Sampadam Daivim, which means the godly disposition. But I think it's very similar to the idea of Sanatana Dharma. And I'll just list, or I'll go through the list of qualities that Krishna gives. There's 3 verses we're covering here, and this is what they say in English translation. Fearlessness, being pure at heart, remaining resolute in pursuit of knowledge through yoga practice, charity, self-control, performing sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, honesty, ahimsa, not harming, truthfulness, avoiding anger, renunciation, tranquility, never maligning others, compassion for other beings, remaining free of greed, kindness, modesty, never wavering, energy, patience, resolve, purity, the absence of malice, and the absence of arrogance. And again, if you can find the first 3 verses of chapter 16 and read through them at leisure, you'll see that this is very much a guide for living, really, how we should conduct ourselves. And we'll also see that this is not just about the Sanatana Dharma in the form of how we should live our lives. It's about religion as well. There is a religious element in that, in terms of Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi, practicing the yoga that brings knowledge, and even yoga, religious ritual, is also mentioned. So these all are a part of the conduct of the godly. Maybe I'll take this up in a future talk. I think I will, but there isn't time to cover each and every one of the elements of Krishna's discourse here. But maybe we'll work through the other ones on a future occasion, maybe in the next talk that I give. But let's look at 1 or 2 of them now whilst we can. He starts off with abhayam, which means bhaya is fear, abhaya is the absence of fear. So why is the absence of fear godly? I think it's based on purity, it's based on courage, and it's based on knowledge. We have to face the world and not fear doing the right thing. Sometimes doing the right thing, confronting the evil of the world, confronting wickedness, is a cause of fear. It's frightening to do that. It's much easier to stay wrapped up and say nothing, to do nothing. It's a comfort zone, isn't it? But we need that abhaya, that fearlessness to do what is right, fearlessness to take risks with our money, with our livelihood, in the service of others. Not be worrying, I can't give today because then I won't have enough money for tomorrow. Give, don't fear. Many gurus and great acharyas have said this. In India, and I think Jesus as well said the same thing. Don't worry about tomorrow, just do what is right. And also I think Gyan, knowledge, brings fearlessness, because the world is a fearful place. It's full of suffering, hardship and difficulty. But if we can gain that knowledge from Upanishads, from Gita, from any source really, the true knowledge that comes, then we can gain fearlessness, because we understand that perhaps the world isn't as frightening a place as we thought it was. We have a transcendence that takes us beyond those fearful circumstances. So I've spoken about the first of the list of qualities, attributes, modes of conduct that Krishna gives, abhaya, and I don't want to go on for too long. I think I'll stop with that and maybe take up this talk, take up this subject in the next talks that I give, and maybe try and go through more of the qualities, because I haven't got time to go through them all at present. So I'll stop for now, and so thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you will listen to the previous and the next talk as well. Thank you.